Body insecurity is a persistent dissatisfaction or discomfort with one's physical appearance. It can manifest in feelings of shame, anxiety, or comparison. Body dysmorphia, or body dysmorphic disorder, BDD, is a psychological condition where individuals obsessively focus on perceived flaws in their appearance, often minor or imagined. It can lead to distress, compulsive behaviors like mirror checking or avoidance, and social withdrawal. These conditions are not just physical or psychological, they are deeply energetic and spiritual in nature, making them profoundly relevant within yogic systems like prana and kundalini yoga. However, deep-rooted causes of human body insecurity often go beyond surface-level dissatisfaction with appearances. They're layered and tied to emotional, social, psychological, and spiritual experiences. They often stem from mental dents, and they have more or less likely to do with childhood conditioning or critical caregivers, relatives or peers making comments about weight, skin, hair or posture or bullying, and all kinds of violation. But they can likely be the root causes of trauma that has now manifested physically as insecurity. Victims who suffer sexual abuse also may feel insecurity as in relation to sexual abuse trauma. The reformed belief is, my body caused this. I must hide, control, or punish it. Body insecurities are mostly as a result of trauma a person goes through that the person in question starts to forget the true identity of who they are. This is as a result of painful and difficult circumstances that constantly jeopardize their self-confidence, self-worth, and strength over time. Many give up as they barely have enough strength to continue to show up without their trauma anymore, as it's taken a whole part of their identity. Then they tend to wear their trauma like a badge, thinking that it makes them strong. They wear around the weight of their struggles and all life struggles that it starts to make them lose their focus and worth. It is said, when a person carries a burden too heavy for too long, even their spine begins to bend beneath the weight. Body insecurity is barely the surface level of what's going on in a human's body. It's an indication of the struggle to feel safe within the body. We work around with pain manifested as insecurity. Trauma is a weight that warns you out, but the majority has chosen to wear it like an armor because they think it makes them strong on the outer, and just because they believe they are strong for surviving what they've been through. All of which makes sense, but wearing your pain like a shield only makes you show off like your problems. It makes you sad. And other people can feel your aura in that moment. You tend to forget your real self in the process. Have you ever wondered why no one was born with insecurities aside from those that were born with actual disability? But we somehow got into it while growing up without knowing how or why. For some reasons life happens to everyone. That means that everyone has their scars, but if what you're doing with yours is moping and milking it, then you're already identifying as your pain, and that makes you weak and brings you sadness and tragedy. You need to know who you are without your pain. That's how you remember yourself. It's time to stop being the victim in your own story. Clinging onto the narrative only gives you the excuse to avoid change, to avoid facing your own demons. You have to let it go. Being through trauma makes you start to live in your head and not your body. This is the disconnection and disassociation from the body because it's too scary and unsafe to live in it. But we don't fight the body. We return to it. We listen. Remember, just like there's a chapter to every book, there's another chapter waiting for you, and you are ready for it. Now breathe. Breathe in new life. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Now gently release the breathe. Feel yourself. And feel you entering your new chapter, because you're made for it. Body insecurity or insecurity of all kinds are greatly beyond what you see in the mirror, and they also have nothing to do with the mirror, as they can't be fixed by adjusting them in the mirror or trying to hide them like most people would. But if you're here because you suffer from insecurities or traumas or pain, you don't have to worry at all, because this video is just here to show you how and guide you through it. To heal body insecurity, we must go deeper than the mirror. We must unlearn what the world told us about our bodies, and remember what our souls already know. Our bodies are not problems to fix. They are sacred spaces to return to. There is a difference between honoring your pain and becoming it. Pain is real. Wounds are valid. But your pain is not your identity. You are not the heartbreak. You are not the betrayal. You are not the abandonment, the diagnosis, the weight gain, the trauma, or the shame. Those are experiences, not definitions. Somewhere along the way, many of us were taught to wear pain like a badge of honor, as proof that we've survived, as a reason we are the way we are, as a shield to protect us from ever being hurt again. But here's the truth. Your pain was meant to be passed through, not parked in. It is a passage, not a place to pitch your tent and call home. You are divine consciousness wrapped in flesh, a soul with a human journey, not a human stuck in stories. You were never meant to dim yourself to fit the outline of your wounds. Don't let pain rewrite your reflection. Don't let it carve your identity into something small, bitter, or hard. Because when we lead with pain, we forget our softness. We forget our essence. And slowly, we stop being seen for who we are, and instead only for what we've survived. There is nothing noble about staying wounded. Yes, your story matters. But your healing matters more. The world doesn't need more warriors hiding behind their pain. The world needs beings who remember their light, who lead with wisdom, not scars. You don't have to prove anything by holding on. Let the pain pass. Let it teach you, and then let it go. Because beyond the pain, beyond the story, beyond the skin, you are stardust. You are sacred geometry. You are breath and light and eternity in motion. So stand tall, not in your wounds, but in your rebirth. You were never meant to wear your pain like a crown. You were meant to rise beyond it, as the divine, ethereal being you are. Remember who you were before the world told you otherwise. You are not your pain. You are power in human form. Sat Nam. Now we will share insights on healing through these major techniques to return back to the body. Understanding the relationship between the healing techniques of prana and kundalini awakening. Prana, the life force or vital energy in yogic tradition, is a powerful tool for healing body insecurity, trauma, and pain. Prana is the Sanskrit word for life force energy. In yogic philosophy, prana governs the physical body, mind, emotions, and spirit. When prana is imbalanced or blocked, it often manifests as mental and emotional turbulence, negative self-perception, attachment to identity through form body. In individuals suffering from body insecurity or dysmorphia, pranic flow is distorted, especially in the lower chakras, which are linked to safety, self-worth, and personal power. There is often excess pranic energy in the mind, ajna chakra, leading to obsessive thought patterns, but deficiency in the heart, anahata and root, causing lack of self-love and grounding. Pranayama, which is breathwork, helps regulate and redistribute prana. Pranayama, long deep breathing. Sit in an easy pose. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale slowly and completely. Close your eyes and mentally repeat, I am safe in my body. Breath awareness calms obsessive loops and cultivates acceptance. This means practicing stillness with breathing, If you have ever heard of stillness, this is a great ancient technique that has been used and performed by the ancient yogi and pranayama practitioners. Practicing stillness is a powerful yet often overlooked form of inner work. It involves intentionally creating moments where you pause, quiet the mind, and simply be. Practicing stillness helps with your nervous system regulation. It soothes your body, reduces anxiety and stress with instant feeling of calm and relief. It helps with mental clarity, spiritual connection. Stillness opens a gateway to your inner wisdom, intuition, and higher self. It creates healing space. When you're not reacting or rushing, suppressed emotions can surface and be processed gently. Here's how. Sit in silence for 5 to 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no agenda. Just observe your breath and body. Find a quiet spot and keep a sitting, standing, or laying position, however you feel comfortable. Now focus on your breath. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4. And repeat. Let this rhythm guide your mind inward. Now chant this affirmation, simply reminding yourself of who you are. I am rooted in the present moment. Stillness is my natural state beneath the noise. I choose peace over chaos. Everything I need is already within me. Another good way is to move your body while in meditation. Sway your body like a tree. This could be moving sideways, or just moving your head, but the most important key is to work with your feel. Simply by moving and finding rhythm with your body, you help release your emotions and breathe through it. Kundalini Yoga and Body Image. Kundalini Yoga is a spiritual practice focused on awakening the Kundalini energy, a dormant energy coiled at the base of the spine. When awakened, it rises through the 7 chakras, purifying and activating each one. Root chakra, associated with feeling safe and grounded in the body. Insecurity often stems from trauma or disconnection from this center. Balancing this chakra helps restore trust in the body and self-acceptance. Sacral chakra, Svadhisthana, governs self-worth, emotions, sensuality. Blockages here can lead to shame around physical form, especially related to gender, sexuality, or cultural beauty standards. Solar plexus chakra, Manipura, the seat of personal power and identity. In dysmorphia, there's often a fractured or false identity based on distorted perceptions. Strengthening this chakra helps reclaim inner authority and self-confidence. Heart chakra, Anahata, essential for self-love and compassion. Throat chakra, Vishuddha, relates to communication, truth, self-expression. When balanced, you speak clearly and truthfully, express yourself authentically. Imbalanced signs: fear of speaking, dishonesty, sore throat, thyroid issues. Third eye chakra, Ajna. It relates to intuition, vision, insight, imagination. When balanced, you trust your intuition, think clearly, and have mental clarity. Imbalanced signs: confusion, lack of direction, headaches, overthinking. Crown chakra, Sahasrara, relates to spiritual connection, higher consciousness, enlightenment. When balanced, you feel connected to a higher power, sense of unity and peace. Imbalanced signs: spiritual disconnection, cynicism, feeling lost or apathetic. Kundalini Yoga are practices like breath work, pranayama, meditation, mantra chanting, yoga body movements that claim to open up the body. Kundalini practices help cultivate unconditional love toward the self, beyond the body. When paired along with pranayama breathwork, they become a deeply transformative practice that activates your life force, clears energetic blocks, and awakens higher states of consciousness. Tune in. Mantra: Om Namo Guru Dev Namo 3 times. It means, I bow to the creative wisdom, I bow to the divine teacher within. This opens your practice and aligns you with your higher self and inner guidance. Kriya, the self-acceptance set. Spinal flexes. Sit in easy pose, hands on shins. Inhale as you flex the spine forward, exhale as you flex back. Opens the spine and releases stuck energy in the lower chakras. Shoulder shrugs. Inhale, lift shoulders up. Exhale, drop them down quickly. Releases tension and lightens the heart space. Ego eradicator with breath of fire. Arms at 6-didig angle, fingers curled, thumbs pointing up. Eyes closed and breathe of fire. Clears mental fog and resets self-perception. Modify. If you're new to breath of fire or have anxiety, use long, deep breaths instead. Cat-cow. On all fours, inhale arch like a cow, exhale round like a cat. Brings awareness to the spine and improves body rhythm awareness. Heart opening pose, camel pose, or baby cobra. Inhale into the chest, exhale fully, eyes closed. Focus on Anahata heart chakra. Opens the heart for self-love and emotional release. Meditation, body gratitude with Satnam posture. Sit comfortably, mudra. Hands over heart or giant mudra, index plus thumb touching, mantra. Inhale, Sat means truth. Exhale, Nam means identity. With each breath, visualize a golden light spreading through your body, healing every cell. This reprograms your inner dialogue and reconnects you to your true essence beyond the physical. Optional things that you should do daily to reinforce your soul identity. Mirror mantra practice. 2 Min. Stand before a mirror. Look into your eyes and say slowly, I love and accept this body. I am whole. I am enough. Remember your soul. Dear soul, you weren't born feeling ashamed of your body. You weren't born picking yourself apart in the mirror. You were born as love, wrapped in flesh, radiant, whole, enough. But here's the truth that yoga, prana, and ancient wisdom whisper to us. Your body stores every emotion you never got to fully feel. Every unspoken word. Every suppressed tear. Every time you said, I'm fine when you weren't. It gets tucked away in your shoulders, your belly, your hips, your jaw. Held tight by the nervous system, wrapped in muscle memory. In this distorted lens, you can't see the truth. You see through pain-colored glasses. But pain is not your truth. It's just a chapter. And the story can change.